Hello, so today I'm taking a break from doing tutorial videos and I'm doing something a little bit different, which hopefully you will also enjoy. I'm going to talk about my own motorcycle. It's the Tenere 700, got it like 1 year ago, been working on it since then. It has an extensive list of extras. Obviously it has our full navigation system, and one of the main parts on this build is probably the suspension. It's a Tractive Extreme. We got it from Thork, and yeah, there's all sorts of extras. I don't have videos for them all, but you got
the ET Racing engine dumper, funnel web, air filter, AXP bash plate, the camel ADV, LED blinkers, you got the brake foot pedals, and yeah, a lot of stuff.
So let's just hope my wife never comes to see this video, otherwise I'm in deep trouble. This is the end result. We added the decal kit. I'm very happy with the result, but at the end of the day, it's all about riding, it's all about going places. And lucky for us, we live in the north of Portugal, where you have amazing places to ride. On this video, I was actually testing the suspension. So I was afraid of this because when I assembled it, when I was checking the sag values, I noticed that the front was way off. Like the rear shock was perfect and it actually felt perfect while riding. But the front, somehow Thork sent me the wrong spring rate and it was extremely stiff. You know, when I tested it, it was just to confirm what I already knew. The springs were off, so I had to get a new set of springs, and for that I actually talked with one of our resellers, Rally Ride in the UK, and these guys are awesome. Like, I didn't bought it from them, but because we have this good relation, they are our resellers for DMD products, they actually gave me for free a new set of springs with a correct rate. So I just had to assemble them, plan a new ride. I got this nice track, so I just selected a track point to start the track, got DMD2 to calculate the route there. We checked the weather. It wasn't supposed to rain. It looked like it would be almost like a spring day. Everything seemed like it was going to be a perfect day, and it kind of was. In the start, when we woke up, like no rain, really nice temperature, the sun was rising, everything seemed perfect. We still got the weather forecast saying there would be no rain, and the lowest temperature was actually very good, so we just took off. We went to the mountain, and first problem. So this guy here, who is one of Thork Racing founders, where we sell navigation software and hardware, somehow managed to make a wrong turn and had to make a detour for like 40 kilometers, and I had to wait for him in the cold, and well, it started to rain. So the weather was not exactly what it was supposed to be, and it's going to get a lot worse really quick. So yeah, we had this nice track. We weren't going to go back. I wanted to test the suspension. I actually started with the stock compression and rebound values, but I keep on adjusting them as we go up, and eventually I ended up like opening full compression and getting rebound like to 30 clicks, something like that. And yeah, it worked, and it felt great, and finally what I was expecting. But by now, as you can see on the edges of the road, I started to see ice, and we don't usually have snow around here. Like snow or even ice, it's a rare thing. You get some on the top of some mountains, but I was not expecting it on a day like this. So yeah, I kept on riding, although the rain was getting worse. I had this nice gear with me. I was feeling comfortable, and the scenery on this place, it's amazing, as you can see. You know, it's one of the most beautiful places to ride in the north. So we kept on going. I think Caesar is in the front now, and I was always doing these small stops to keep adjusting the suspension, and the weather was getting worse, really strong winds. You started to get these muddy sections. This is like, feels almost like clay on the ground, and it's mixed with rocks, and so I was riding really slow because, first of all, I'm a slow rider, and especially when we get bad weather, I don't know how to ride in the mud. Just like I don't know how to ride in the sand or anything that's slippery. And to be honest, I really don't care. For me, like, the reason why I build a bike like this or any other bike, and even the reason why we are in this business, the reason why we make the DMD2 software and hardware, it's all about the ride. It's a tool. It's just like an hammer or a screwdriver, you know. It's there to have its function. And for us, we're happy if it somehow improves your riding experience, if it has some tools that will make your ride more enjoyable, more easy to navigate your way through it. You know, that's the reason why we like to be on this business. It's to create tools that will be part of your ride, because yeah, it's all about the ride. And anyone watching this, looking at this amazing scenery, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I just remember this place. So when I arrived here, I was actually still adjusting the suspension. It was still feeling kind of bouncy. As you can see here, we start to see more snow or ice or whatever this is. Even the ground, now we start getting this like frozen mud where you just can't get traction. But it was still manageable. It wasn't that bad. At least not as bad as what we are going to get a little bit further on the track. So by now, as you can see, the fog started to intensify, same for the rain, and it was getting colder also. Now I think I'm going to stop also for one of the last adjustments that I did. I think it's around here. Yeah, exactly. So even despite this weather, I was actually riding very comfortable. I had a good gear, it was Gore-Tex, so no wind gets in, no water gets in. I was comfortable. I was getting really happy with the bike, with the suspension, and this is a beautiful place to ride. I don't know if any of you guys ever been here. This is called Serra do Marão. It's in the north of Portugal, really close to Thork Racing. We ride here all the time, especially with the bigger bikes. So let us know in the comments if you've been here. We ride often in the north, in places like Serra do Marão, Alvão, Jerez. So let us know if you ever been on any of these places. So we are reaching the final section, and here I meet up with Caesar. He was waiting for me, and this is the calm before the storm. So next we have this hill climb, and then we reach the top, and I'm actually amazed on the footage, because if I remember correctly, the fog was really intensive in this section. I was having a hard time seeing what was ahead of me, but it seems like that this small camera is doing an amazing job capturing this. I wasn't expecting this level of quality. I actually remember going up here and thinking, well, it seems like the ice is gone. Like maybe it's on the other side of the mountain and there won't be any ice here. But as you're about to see, I was really wrong. I think somewhere around here, like the ice started to appear again. Yeah, I think it's just up ahead. Yeah, so here we go. We start to see this ice showing more and more. Again, more fog. You start to get this frozen mud also in the ground, where it's really hard to get traction. And we're about to get to the top of this. Lots of slippery rock here. Still manageable and fun, but it's about to get way worse. Again, at this point, the suspension was actually set up the way I like it. I was happy with it, no more adjusting, it was perfect, really happy. What I wasn't so happy was the snow or ice that I started to see around here. Now, here starts something that, at least for me, this is a nightmare. Like the ground is completely frozen, the bike is like really slippery, it's really hard to go straight, and it was just the perfect combination. So you have rock on the bottom, which is wet, which is slippery, then you got ice on top of it, and then you got this 200 kilo bike on your hands, and you're fighting to go straight. from here on, it was really hard to just go straight. It's really hard to get traction on this type of ground. And yeah, I have to add some bips to this again, because yeah, I was cursing all over this. I was having a really hard time getting some traction, and I'm sure there's a lot of cursing, like, yeah, and some more. Lots of cursing doing this section. I was fighting with the bike again. I'm not sure if there's some. Yeah, there is more. Right. And I stalled the bike, yeah, I remember this. By now it was getting really bad. Not just the ice on the snow, but also crazy winds. And I think Caesar also started coming back because the snow got way taller, and also the track was ending just ahead on a national road, which we didn't want to do anyway. Okay, more cursing. And I started seeing him coming back, so we actually stopped here for some minutes to take some pictures, have some fun, and then we went back.
Mas não é ali a nacional.
Yeah, we were talking about that. There was a national road just ahead.
Ora vamos lá dar a volta.
So we went back and then went for another trail, which also starts before the hill climb. So even reversing the bike here was really hard. The ground was slippery even for walking. But yeah, we ended up stopping here for some pictures and some fun. And I'm sure this is nothing for some of you guys that have snow and ice in your country, but yeah, we're Portuguese, we're not used to this. This is not the regular riding weather, you know.
Mas dá para tirar uma foto aqui ou duas e depois ir embora. Fugir daqui. Fugindo!
So yeah, we decided to head back, and yeah, I'll just shut up for a moment for you to see our descent. So we're finally out of the ice and almost reaching the bottom of this section. And yeah, I was really happy to get out of there. Going down this, it was still very slippery. As you can see, I was just complaining about that. But yeah, it was way better than the section before. So I think Caesar is waiting. Yeah, exactly, he's waiting for me. So from here we get to the exact same place where we met up just before we starting to climb. Still strong winds, cold, a lot of fog. But at least this is way more fun than riding in the ice. And it's still pretty amazing how, even with such a bad weather, such bad conditions, the scenery is still great. It's still beautiful on its own. And you can still really enjoy this type of ride. I know I did. We don't usually ride with this kind of weather, so it was really great for a change. So from here on we take a different route. It's a downhill, also actually very fun to do. This is the last section we did on this day. This is just before lunch. Then we reach the bottom of the mountain and go for lunch, and I don't think I have much more recorded. So I'll leave you with a final section. I hope you enjoy this type of video. It's way more relaxing for me to have the opportunity to review my last ride, and it just doesn't feel like work. You know, this is actually fun for me to do, and I'm doing this on my free time. And hopefully, if you like to see this, I will probably post some more. And on this case, we started with a Tenere build. We started by discussing the suspension. So I'll finish with my conclusions, which is I'm really happy with the bike for the type of riding that I bought it, and with the modifications that we did to it. The end result is great. As for the suspension with the right springs, I was initially afraid that the hydraulics would not allow me to adjust it to a setup where it would feel comfortable, but it's actually comfortable. I'm really happy with the end result. I do recommend anyone that plans to get something like this, to get it from a reseller that obviously will send you the correct spring rate. If you're in Europe, I would probably recommend Rally Ride because they do know what they are doing and they are well known for their amazing work. So I'll finish it up and that's it. Catch you next time. Bye bye.